Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Just wanted to jump on and do some cards for you. Feel free to like, share, follow, comment, subscribe. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Live questions are 5. Live readings are 15. Spread gratitude, joy, love, and light. Highest possible messages at this time for the creative, collective, unconscious. Hope you guys are doing good this Sunday. Living in abundance, living in glory and awesomeness and amazement. So you got the King of Hearts here. This was thematic in our readings yesterday, I believe it was. Coming off the back of the Six of Swords, which was leaving choppier times for more calmer waters, metaphorically. There's a decision to be had. Someone's trying to make a decision here. Stability is involved, personal stability. The Eight of Swords. Something that's not seeing. It's a major theme here because the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords both feature blindfolded individuals. So something about someone not being seen or not seeing something in regards to work with the Eight of Pentacles and their personal stability. The Knight of Pentacles, a slow offer. So there could have been something that's been in the works for a long time now. Okay. And it's been taking forever and a day, and you don't see it, but it is slowly approaching you. And it is going to facilitate. This is going to coincide with you kind of expanding and still learning, still figuring out certain tools that are available to you, whether it's software or, what have you. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. I've been job interviewing lately, and a lot of the times nowadays you have to do virtual interviews over your laptop video. And like one methodology I'm learning is like, where to put your eyes. And now there's usually a little light next to your laptop. So that's like a good thing to kind of bounce off back and forth here from, what I'm realizing. And it's newly kind of dawned upon me where it's like, if you don't really feel comfortable making eye contact all the time or looking at the camera all the time, you can kind of shift your viewpoint to that little light right next to the camera lens. Just something like that like kind of makes you feel more comfortable with technology. Like I had a previous Zoom interview and I noticed I was just kind of looking downwards this whole time, you know, and my eyes were down or they were on screen and you're never really looking at the camera, at least for me, traditionally, unless I'm looking at the camera. So just little things like that when you kind of continue to apply yourself in any given direction, you're naturally going to learn kind of new tricks and tips of the trade. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles here, this is someone well off. This is someone very giving, someone that has something to offer of value to you. Thematically, she's been coming out alongside of this Knight of Pentacles too. It feels as though she's sending him your direction to make an offer your way. Interestingly enough, it feels as though as if it's on behalf of the Queen of Pentacles here. That's how it's coming across. The Ace of Swords in the upright. This is communication. This is truth. This is also known as victory. Okay, victory being brought to you or communicated to you. The Ten of Pentacles. This has to do with legacy. This is inheritance. This is healthcare, 401k. This is generational wealth. This is big money, a big salary. So it could be that this Queen of Pentacles is sending a Knight of Pentacles to you, and it's slow moving because it's cosmically aligned with the universe. But it's going to bring you from choppy waters to calmer water, all of that Six of Swords. And it can have something to do with, drastically altering your trajectory, your kind of CEO of self, your own incorporation, because every single individual is essentially a corporation. So this is going to, I think, drastically kind of put you in the positive That Ten of Pentacles is no joke. This is life-altering energy that we're talking about here. The Queen of Cup in the upright. This could be a mother figure that you are communicating this kind of celebration to. Okay. All of these figures, they've been kind of resonating as of late in the same way. The cards are coming out the same way. You really can't make it up. From the King of Hearts to the Queen of Hearts to the Queen of Pentacles to the Jack of Pentacles. Okay, this is that conflict or that battle that you've been in the midst of, maybe even competition if there are a lot of people out for the same job. Okay. You may feel as though that you're out in the cold. Maybe, resources are not available to you. Maybe your financial situation isn't where you would want it to be. Yes, this represents for me the Hanged Man position and also a position of being imbalanced. Your whole world seems upside down as of late, Six of Pentacles, I feel as though that someone will kind of bestow value to you. Again, in the form of Pentacles represent monies, resources, something of value, something that you can really kind of take to the bank. That Five of Pentacles, that's been casted out, right? We spoke to that, to being casted out, feeling as though that maybe you're not a part of the fun, maybe you're out in the cold, maybe you have no lifelines at your disposal. I feel like that's going to change for you. Hopefully in this week to come. The Nine of Swords in the reverse is good to see because it's coming out of your thoughts, not overthinking or worrying yourself, not concerning yourself with that which is not in your immediate control. Okay, the Hook of Hearts here. This is an offer being made, maybe even romantically now. Okay. There also have been thematic offers that you have rejected or have not been open to. It's maybe the juice is not worth the squeeze, excuse me. The Ten of Swords is feeling betrayed or feeling as though something is outside of your hands. It's very reminiscent of that Hanged Man World card upside down, where you feel as though that you're literally kind of either hanging on by a thread at times or you're living in like the upside down world. But the Ten of Swords signifies that there's really not that much that you can do. Obviously, there are like the little things, the ins and outs that you can do day to day, which keep you kind of functioning. But as far as this kind of vast, shift that's coming in, that I feel requires time. Now, you could speed up time, right, by losing time, by losing a sense of self. You could dive into a creative project. You could dive into work. You could dive into exercise. These are ways in which you could dive into meditation. Make sure that you're getting a full night's rest. So you could actually dilate and shift your perspective of time as opposed to, clock watching and painstakingly see every second ticking. So you want to get involved. Humans are made to get involved with activities that we could lose time with. Positively speaking, we're not talking about escapism. Thanks for the like, thanks for the thumbs up. We're not talking about escapism. We're just talking about kind of getting in that momentous, that kind of almost magical, right? There's like a spark of, we're hardwired, we're hard-coded to be rewarded through the progress that we see ourselves making in any given direction. Now, when you pair and match that kind of hard-coded, hardwired biology with the kind of quantum energetic principles, which speak to, a fractal, an infinite kind of rabbit hole that you could go into, right? If you do like poetry or something artistic, or like I said, even if you're into like cars or something mechanical, you can really dive in there. You can really sink your teeth and your hands into something. And it quite literally is almost infinite. So it's like a sailboat pushing off of a dock. It just depends on which direction, which trajectory you want to take. And that goes the same thing for kind of, spiraling up or spiraling down energetically. And our thoughts are like the sails that are, casted towards the wind. And they have a great deal as to say about what trajectory you're headed towards. Okay, the Four of Wands. I've been reading the Four of Wands lately as like a finish line. Traditionally, it's about union. Okay, it doesn't have to be marriage specifically. It is traditionally marriage as well. This could be celebration. This could be stable action. That Seven of Cups that fell down earlier while I was talking, the Nine of Cups is out in the reverse here too. Nine of Cups could be emotionally coping in a negative way. This could also be not having the required experience, which is maybe why your job hunt has not been going as quickly as you'd want it to, for example. But I do see finishing that finish line, crossing that finish line. Seven of Cups is options. It's almost as if you have your pick of the litter in some way. It could even just be your arsenal of how to spend your time. What positive thing, what healthy thing, what happy thing am I gonna push off of and head towards as far as like my sailboat, so to speak. The Ten of Swords in the upright. Again, feeling as though, or maybe even in a situation where things are outside of your hands or outside of your control. Let's see thematically if anything else wants to come out with this secondary deck of cards here. Sometimes we get good coincidences, good synchronicities. We use the second deck. And then I'll use some of the traditional tarot to see what, I wanted to say temperance, what major arcana cards want to come out here. Okay, the Six of Wands in the reverse. This is a card of morality, quiet victory. The Joker card in the upright, that's a very positive energy as well. I read that as Hangman in the reverse or the upright. A double wish fulfillment coming in with the two stars in the corners. Also something bringing about balance to you. Let's see. It's actually a very positive card here, even though you don't see it coming. Okay, you align yourself with these energies the more that you kind of just let go of what of how you think things should have played out by now. And you let go of that fight. You let go of that argument within yourself. Okay, you don't struggle against that kind of lack of action for you to take. Because then that's going to cause more confusion. It's like kicking up more dust at the bottom of the sea. You got both these double wish fulfillment, this energy of attainment, success, accomplishment. You don't see it, but I feel as though that you're really close. Eight of Swords and the Ace of Swords here. Feels like you're really close within the next 5 days, I would say, coming out of conflict. Five of Wands in the reverse is a decision that's going to be made in your favor, signaling the crossing of a finish line or some sort of union, some sort of ending of this lack of growth, this era of betrayal almost that you've been in, where you've been feeling betrayed. Yeah. It's going to lead to happiness here. This new opportunity. We've just been closing up this major cycle here. I also see union pulling in soulmates, King and Queen of Clubs here. That Six of Swords coming out again. Very cool, very exciting here. Then we could use some traditional tarot to see if any temperance cards want to come out. trying to shuffle this really good here for you guys. I think a lot of it is about building momentum, positive momentum, trusting. There's no wrong way. There's no wrong direction. I think that's a big one. I think you got to trust your internal sales being aligned. Yeah. Okay, lack of a leap of faith, possibly when it comes to work. Maybe some people are hesitant to take a risk on you, to take a chance on you. They see you though. It could be that there's some offers that you're not willing to take a risk or a chance with. Although I do see you coming out of heartbreak, that Ten of Pentacles coming out in the upright. The Fool cards are coming out in the reverse. Why are the Fool cards coming out in the reverse? It could be not taking a chance in career or work. Someone sees you though. Someone acknowledges you. And there could be a very good rhyme and a reason as to why you're not willing to take a chance for certain work here. Okay, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Tape that up real quick. Spirit, anything else on why the Fool card is coming out in the reverse position twice? It almost feels as though that it's not time to jump yet, or there's lack of a leap of faith, or something of that nature. Spirit, can you speak to that? Being out of partnership, out of relationship. You're open to relationship, but you don't feel as though something's coming in, but it could be that it's just well worth the wait with the Ten of Cups in the upright. Getting your footing, getting your balance. Okay, not holding on to any resentments, using this time to learn spiritually and emotionally about yourself. There will be a rebirth, there will be growth coming in here. I got to imagine there's a rhyme and a reason. It almost feels as though that you're waiting for your happiness. Remember when I said temperance? Temperance finally came out here. I almost instinctually wanted to be against the Fool cards in the reverse, insinuating that it means that you're not taking enough risks or leaps of faith. But I almost feel as though that you're doing so because you are not settling for something lower than what your cause is, or what your worth is, or what your purpose is. You know what value you have to bring. You know your history. You know your experience. You know the time that you've put in. And it feels as though that you're not just taking any old offer because you know your own worth and your own value, really. There's no shame in that, and if unfortunately that just means things taking a little bit longer, that justice is going to be well worth the wait. You see the incoming communication with the Eight of Wands here. Even though things are seemingly off track, you've handled it better than anyone could have ever asked you to. Others would have been checked out a long time ago. But this victory, this truth, this clarity, this God's gift here with the Ace of Swords in the upright. And don't get me wrong, you've had moments where you've been kicking and screaming and losing it and what have you, but you've always kind of kept it in check for the most part with the Strength card in the reverse. No harm, no foul. You're ready to kind of get a move on, and you're geared up and you're capable, and again, you're just biding your time and being patient. And yes, you have the option to be resentful and bitter, but I think that there's a part of you that understands that that's not even worth the squeeze either. For all the various reasons that you have to be resentful or bitter, you're just like, I might as well just be happy. and joyous. Moon card coming out in the reverse twice. It's 2 days in a row that's happened. Insinuating that there's something that you don't see coming through with this full moon. And then as soon as I say that, the Empress card wants to reveal herself. Two of Wands in reverse, that's that energy if you don't see it. But you're going to see it. The Eight of Swords in reverse. You're going to see a whole hell of a lot of options coming through here. I feel this full moon, a couple days into September. That Seven of Cups in the upright. I feel as though that there's going to be a lot coming in because you've done your time here enough with the Ten of Swords in the upright, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. You've been in that position, and now it's time for you to have your kind of proverbial pick of the litter here. Yeah, but you're in a place where you don't see it coming, but it's going to make you happy. It's really going to make you feel like, you holding on this whole time has been well worth it. You not giving up and walking away has been well worth it. It's like this feeling of like the South will ride again. Chariot card in the upright. After not having walked away, not having thrown in the towel. Although you had every right reason to do so. There's something in you, call it stubbornness, call it hard-headedness. There's something in you that just wouldn't let you give up on something or throw in the towel. And others may have even called it self-sabotage. Maybe you even doubted or called it self-sabotage within yourself. But God put that there for you. God put that there in you specifically. He packed that in your bag. And even to the point where you started to question it and started to be like, what the hell is this? Like, why did they do this? And it's almost as if your, call it spirits or angels or ancestors, they knew what you would be able to do on this trip, on this incarnation. And they knew that you would get out the other end of it. Now, you may have to have been, Andy Dufresne climbing through the tunnel. But when you get out on the other side of that, you're gonna be empowered once again. I got an infinite tape reel here going. It looks like it's at its end, but it's not ending. I love it. That Knight of Swords is like a rushing enthusiasm. It's almost as if when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, that's going to give you the extra kind of mileage, the extra kind of oomph that you need to really kind of hit that gas pedal. You may have even experienced a little bit of it. I'm telling you, man, when that Venus goes forward early September in a couple days, that's going to bode well for money and relationship. And I feel like it's going to be guns a-blazing this cycle. If you feel as though career and relationship have been, at a low, it's because this big gray, I think it's going to be the best chapter that you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking big shifts, big changes, even if it's not, you're not at that point in your life, even if you're like a grandparent or a parent, there's going to be still huge shifts to come. People getting married or children being born, or you find out something about your work. You don't have to go in all the time now anymore. And all this is going to help facilitate you being able to kind of take care of yourself and your loved ones. That tape finally just ended. another go around here somewhere. Let me try to look for one. 1 second. Yeah, I think I'm out of tape. It's okay though. We'll make it. All I have is this double-sided tape. And that really doesn't do me any good. So we're talking about big shifts to come when it comes to this Venus moving forward, coming up in early September in a couple of days, about a week from now. I think you're gonna feel it instantaneously. I think this is gonna be a time where we don't feel the lag. I think this is gonna be a time where you start to feel it early. Because again, that full moon is coming too. So I think it's this big build up and breakthrough and burst through. I think because you got that Venus moving forward and you got that full moon in Pisces. Boy, you better be ready for those blessings. Because they were coming. Telling you, you're going to start to see it. Telling you thematically, you don't see it now, but you're gonna come out of that. A decision will be made in your favor. It's like right now you've been wanting to sail off, but you've been waiting for the coordinates. That's why the Fool card has been coming out in the reverse ×2 for you. How are you going to jump and you don't know what your coordinates are? And maybe you've been upset with spirit, maybe, because we're earthly, fallible in this man-made realm of time. There's that second Fool card came out in the reverse. And so you're eager, right? Because you're entering the best chapter of your life. But you can't jump if there's no coordinates. Pentacles. This is favorable, loving, giving, charitable energy. Yeah, that cycle is on, over with. That cycle of you either being out of commission, out of work, that's over with. You see Sophia in the World card walking away from that. That chapter is done. There will never be you again. You are headed to that great gift, that great blessing, that great deliverance. And people will be in observance of you, how you got through this hardest chapter in your life. Because you didn't walk away. You didn't throw in the towel. Right? 8 of Cups in the reverse, you did not walk away. Kept on walking your own path, your own road, against the crowd, against the masses. People see that. And you maybe even had to live below certain levels of what you were used to living at. But, you're not bougie, you're not, hoity-toity, you're fine with that. You're scrappy. It's not a problem. You make, having no money look like high class. You still carry yourself because it's within you, right? It's not about what's in your bank account. That's how you carry yourself. You've been building, you've been preparing yourself for this as well, for this new chapter, right? Whether it's maintaining your workouts or your diet or your mental diet, what media you're consuming, what beliefs you're choosing to bolster or reinforce. Okay, you've been cognizant, still scheming, still planning, still strategizing for this great big comeback. That's how it's coming across. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Feel free to like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, reach out for a one-on-one reading. All my contact info is in the description box. Shoot me a text message if you'd like a one-on-one reading, either on the live stream or private. It can be done over text message, video, FaceTime, email, chat messenger, phone, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Thanks, guys, for watching, tuning in. I usually stay on a little bit longer because I get calls, but it's a slow day. It's only noon on a Sunday where I'm on the West Coast. So who knows? Maybe I'll log on later and take some calls. But love you guys. Appreciate your viewership and continue to like the video, share it, and I appreciate all your love and support. All right, peace.